student and my band director gives me like a list of 3 different things that he wants us to practice.
Okay.
How would I go about ordering that?
Well, the first thing is, have you had those pieces that you say, this is easy, and then you get on it and you got it? And then you got other pieces that, oh my God, this is hard. Yes? So which one do you think you should practice first? The hard one. Okay? That's easy peasy. The first thing I put on my music stand is what's harder. Okay? Number 1, what's gonna take more time to get ready? And the other factor that you have to take into the picture is which one is going to be evaluated first. And by evaluated, I don't mean a test. I mean which one is coming first for a concert, which one is coming first for for performance. For example, this week I had those 2 rehearsals of Pagliacci, but the concert that I'm playing for those 2 rehearsals that I played are not until February 8th and February 10th. Do you think I'm gonna keep seeing that music this week as first priority? No. I saw it as first priority a couple of days ago because it was the first thing this week. But now they go this way, and what's coming on Monday and Tuesday goes here. I focus on that. And in the meantime, I have my time ready for the pieces that I have to play for my recitals and my recording project. See what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's why I distribute with the chart. Actually, let's open up the chart. That's a great question, Mike.
I tried my best.
No, man. Well, your best is really good.
Practice chart.
No. The practice chart. All right. So take a look at this. This is actually extracted from. This is extracted from my book.
Oh, this is
okay. So I actually made a lot of changes of it. It's not exactly as the practice chart that you guys have been using. I changed a lot of things for in regards of the book. And actually I'm using this one now more. So the practice and enjoy the process. What do I mean by enjoying the process? What does that mean? What is enjoying the process? Yes?
You enjoy the journey that it takes to get to where you want to be.
Okay, what makes you enjoy it? What makes you enjoy it? Yes?
You focus less on the results.
Okay, you focus less on the result and focus more on what? On the process.
Yeah.
Okay, but what happens at the end of your practice session when you have achieved what you planned for? Does it make you happy?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's a triumph.
Yeah, you won.
It's a small triumph.
Good game.
You know, you fulfill your purpose for those 15 minutes. We fulfill our purpose, make me very happy that you were able in 5 minutes to learn 8 measures of the etude from the Johannes Rochuk book. Okay? And you guys heard the comparison. You played it first, and I was like, and then you played at the end. Oh, there it is. Okay? But because we applied a process. So, it's always blank. Session times, whatever they are, you make sure that you fulfill all of those times. It could be 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Try not to make it longer than 45 to 50 minutes. Because usually when you have a session of 1 hour or so, the last 15 minutes your brain goes to Narnia. Okay? Your brain is somewhere else. You're not really focused anymore. That's why it's so important to take little breaks in between. So you recompose, you cool down, and you regain your focus. Okay? In this first session, we cover warm-ups, lip slurs, scales. Okay? Oh, I always leave scales towards the end. Slip slurs is because I make the transition between the warm-up exercise to the lip slurs exercise like we did today, right? Mm-hmm. All right? So, then you take a break. You can go whatever you need to do, or just take 15 minutes if you have time to continue. Okay? And you move to section 2. Here is where you practice your lyrical book, your technical book. If you need to play a solo piece for solo and ensemble, or to practice solo for something, for a small recital, a small performance that you're going to do at your school, that is where you include that in this session. Okay? Then you take another break and you go to session 3. Here is where you practice ensemble repertoire, excerpt for audition. This is where you practice if you're going to take all state, if you're going to take all county auditions, or if you're going to take placement auditions for your school program, for your band, for your orchestra, or for your jazz band, or whatever it is. This is where you practice that. Okay? Practice for the job is what is, is when you're already a professional and you're also practicing for, for work like I do and things like that. This is where you include that. And then the most important part, which is the one that we're going to do in the next 5 minutes before we leave, is warming down. As important as the warm-up in the first session is the warming down in the last one. Because this is the one that is going to keep your muscles, your chops, your body at rest for the next day. And it's going to make easier every single day to make your instrument sound good again. The more you know, the more you do this, you're going to notice that the easier it becomes to get into your instrument the following day and make it sound good the following day. Okay? So, but before we get to that, then you have a self-reflection session. Okay? Just put it offside. So, your goal of the day. You have a goal for the day. This day I'm going to learn 2 new scales, and I'm going to learn the introduction of my etude, like we did today. Okay? So, do you have an improvement today? Okay? You're going to mark yes or no. Hopefully yes. Today you can mark yes. Okay? Because you all improved tremendously. Okay? Towards the end of the last session. Alright? So, yes, what went well? Okay? So you put there, for example, what went well today? Who can tell me what went well? Why was it successful? We all agreed that it was a successful session. What went well?
Because when we came in here, we didn't know like half the stuff that you taught us, and then towards the end we started to get it.
You learn new stuff and you have new resources in your toolbox. Okay? Fantastic. Okay? What else? At the beginning of today, you didn't know what Rochut was. And now you just played the exposition of number 3. So didn't you know new repertoire now? That's a good thing. That's a reason why, another reason why things went well. Yes?
Overall sound is bigger.
The sound got better. From the first notes you play at 10 a.m. to the last notes you just played a few minutes ago. Okay? Sounded bigger. Listen to how many positive outcomes are happening right now. Lots of reasons to celebrate. Okay? So, let's say your session wouldn't have gone the way you wanted. No. You write the reason also. Okay? Why do you think it didn't really went well? Well, I got interrupted so many times. I couldn't concentrate. I was really hungry and I couldn't concentrate because I was hungry. Anything can happen. Okay? But let's stay positive then. Will I change anything tomorrow? Okay? If everything went well, I don't think I wouldn't change anything for tomorrow other than learning something different. Okay? But if it's negative, for example, if you didn't have any improvement, then you realize why, and then you take care of that by thinking what would you change tomorrow for that negative outcome become a positive one. Okay? Then you have the goal per session. Okay? Session 1, did your goal went well? Yes, no. Session 2, yes, no. Session 3, yes, no. If you circle yes, congratulate yourself and go for a treat. Reward yourself. I like Cuban food. especially the junky one. Not the real, pastelitos. I like those. The ones that make you fat, I love those. So I try not to eat them all the time. But if I do great, for sure I go to Vicky's Bakery and get a couple of stuff there, even if I regret it later. But yeah. Okay, celebrate. Okay? If you circle no, then what do I need to change to make my goals attainable? To make my goals possible. Okay? And then you grade your performance today on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. Your goal is most every day to have above 5, or at least if you gave yourself a low grade, 3, 2, 1, 0. There are days that I have written 0. But my idea is that if I wrote 0 by the end of the week, these numbers should have been changed up to a 9 or a 10. Now, I'm very hard on myself almost all the time, so I rarely get a 10 from myself. But at least if I get a 9 or an 8, that's good. That's progress. Okay? And that is the time in which you have to self-reflect at the end. And that time, this chart, what's most important about it is that it makes you yourself accountable for your progress. You don't have room to blame random things or random people or random situations for your failure. No, you assume your responsibility, because that way, why do you want to assume your responsibility? To punish yourself? No. Okay? It's not for you to punish yourself. It's for you to know where to start to make improvements. Okay? The reason people get cured is because first they realize they're sick. Once they realize they're sick, then they get cured. Okay? So when you realize where you are failing is where you work on what Michael said, how you classify what you need to work on first. You work on that, and then you bring it up to the level of the things that you're good at. And then all of a sudden, almost everything you do is good. Isn't that cool? Okay? Yeah. At the end of the day. All right? So, for warm down, and with this we just finished now. For warm down is very similar to the warm up. Okay? Everybody stand up, get your horn, and we're going to do a couple of exercises just to warm down. When we did the first one, remember where we started? Now we're descending. 1, 2, 3, and. To make a note that doesn't exist, to make it sound, okay? Just open up your mouth more and make that E flat sound there, even if it doesn't exist there, okay? It's what we call false note. 1, 2, ready, and. If you have a valve, don't use the valve. Don't cheat, okay? Make it false too. D flat. 2, 3, and. So your warm down is than the warm-up, but it's always slower and as slower and as slower as you can get it, so your child actually goes to rest. You feel your muscles distressing, okay, and becoming more relaxed, getting ready for the following day. It's like going to sleep, okay? When you go to sleep, you don't go, I'm going to sleep! Ah! Okay? You go to sleep. How do you go to sleep? You go to bed. Oh no. That's exactly what you do with your home. Okay? You make your muscles go to sleep gently. Okay? And that is part of your warm down session. There are so many more to do, but we have some sort of time limit. Okay? Well, have a great lunch. It was really nice to meet you.
Thank you,
And
Dr.
let's give
Liu.
him
Thank you,
a-
Dr. Liu.
Okay?